A planter, tending to its seed, is very aware and attentive to the nutrients that it needs. He's aware of the seed's temporary perspective, of its seemingly insurmountable obstacles. He's aware of his growing potential, with an in-depth understanding of his biological circuits as he keeps it all confidential. He is aware of the purpose that the seed has within, aware of its thick skin and its comfortability within the shell that's stunting its growth. The planter is not judgmental, for he knows the timing and the gentle care that the seed needs in order to move from here in its beta stage to there. He knows that it is being prepared for greater things, though the seed may not even be aware that there is a calling on its life in which none can compare. The planter himself doesn't stress or worry about what the seed requires, but the essentials needed for its growth are readily available for every hour and minute that the seed needs to be replenished. The planter rejoices in exposing it to the nutrients that it requires, along with the sun and nourishing life-giving water. From a cup that will never run dry, the planter is ready to bring sustainment to the seed for every place that runs dry. Though it's underground and hidden from mankind, there is still a work that is occurring that is unseen by the naked eye, but yet the Creator sees clearly that it is growing right on time. For something is developing, something is cultivating, a new work in itself is a miracle in the making. But simultaneously, the seed plays a part, not in the doing but in the remaining still and sound at heart. In order for the planter to sustain it and tend to its needs, it has to simultaneously have a disposition that is ready to receive, a readiness to be in the underlining belief that what it is now is not what it will always be. You see, a seed's destiny is dependent on its ability to see beyond its current surroundings, and a readiness to embrace the next level tied to its identity, for it is ever evolving and changing into the fruition of the Creator's making. Through trust, it understands that what it needs to truly breathe is only found in the Creator's hands. For synthetic imitations will sink like sand, will not uphold, will only lead to temporary growth, a false sense of improvement without the roots strengthening down below. The organic provisions from above is more than enough to help crack the rough exterior. It's enough to break the barrier. It's enough to help it blossom into the atmosphere that was already prepared by its Creator. It's enough to sustain it in this season and beyond indeed, for the nourishment received from the Creator has an expiration date of infinity. Regardless of the stage that it is in, it will always be sustained, both in obscurity and when it's upfront for all to see. The sustainment is not tied to a level but is fluid, you see, for when it breaks ground and rises to the surface, it meets another level of provision to assist in the service. For as it's nourished, is simultaneously used to help others flourish, as it's now being used as a vessel even in the midst of its growth. What is it doing now? It's helping others to grow. The organisms below who are beginning their life uses the blossoming seed's journey for inspiration to grow in their own lives. The very nutrients of this seed is being used to help sustain others simultaneously. Could it be that the sustainment of one influences the sustainment of its surroundings? This sustainment is an ever-constant thing. It began before the seed blossomed, when it was beneath, and when it's blooming and sprouting in Jubilee. Because of the ever-present provision up high, this blossoming seed never has to wonder if they will have enough for each day. As it rises, there is a promise that with every day that comes, provision will always follow. Never will it have to be hollow, for every little thing it needs will be provided by the Father. For the Father who planted, not buried you, says to you, "Hey you, yes you, oh little seed, if you could only see that who you are now is not who you will always be. Relax in the hands of your planter who knows the very things that you need to flourish and grow, because that is when you venture into the unknown and receive exactly what you need to sustain you in your seasons as you blossom into a beautiful rose. As you simultaneously help to grow those around you, as you see your sustainment becomes a catalyst for an entire garden of the sun's flowers, as you stand in amazement of the arrangement that I allow you to witness, all through sustainment.